It's Tuesday morning, so you know what that means. It's time for your youth sports roundup. After enjoying a healthy break, the rugby boys are back. The seniors will enjoy their last games for their school, which means we can expect only the biggest and best rugby derbies week in and week out. Let's take a look at what happened over the weekend that's just passed. Grey College defeated Pretoria Boys High 13-3, and Uffies continued their domination this season with a 51-20 win over Maritzburg College. In the Eastern Cape, Grey High School proved to be too strong for Daniel Pienaar, defeating their visitors 39-8 ahead of the Grey Derby this weekend. Framesby won their entertaining encounter with Kingswood 37-27, whilst Queen's College ran rampant in their 71-0 victory over Port Rex. And finally, in the Western Cape, Rondebosch boys lost out to Boland Landbou 20-30. Paarl thumped Sachs 55-3, and Bishops got back to winning ways against Tygerberg when they won 31-10. Now for the matchup of the weekend. The big one was over in Paarl, where Paarl Boys High took on Stellenbosch's Paarl Roos. With 5 victories and 5 losses apiece since 2003, this match was going to be an epic battle from the very start, and it didn't disappoint. While Paarl Boys High is enjoying a superior season in terms of form and results, Paarl Roos is never to be underestimated.
I think Paarl Roos' team this year is a good side, and they've got quite a lot of individual players that play with good talent, and we saw at the Craven Week a few of the guys who stood out. It's going to be how they pull together as a team today and play the game. If the teams are not performing on the day, it's not going to work for them. I think the teams coming off the holiday, they've been working with other players in the Craven Weeks, and they're just coming off a long break. It's going to be important to see if they click today after just 1 week of preparation.
The boys in blue and white were nervous after Paarl Roos took the lead within 5 minutes thanks to a Joel Hugh try. 7-0 to the visitors in what was a match that was already delivering on the hype. Paarl Boys High hit back through a converted penalty, and SA Schools' Thomas du Toit, who charged down an attempted clearance and darted line to make the scores 8-7 after 10 minutes. Boys High were in the ascendancy at this point and would add a further 8 points thanks to a Keenan van Wyk try and Stefan Goud's penalty conversion. At 16-7, the home side would have been forgiven for thinking this Paarl Roos side was going to play dead, and the victory was in the bag. But they had another thing coming. First, Joel Hugh came back to the party in the 25th minute with a penalty conversion, which would see the resurgence of the men in maroon 16-10 to the hosts. A Roos 5-meter scrum on Paarl's try line would result in prop forward JP Botha crashing over for his school's second try of the afternoon and see the Stellenbosch side take the lead 17-16 to the visitors. A second and final penalty from Stefan Goud put Roos ahead by 4 points and left them with just under 20 minutes to hold on for a miraculous win with the scores at 20-16. However, as though the water in Paarl is laced with a victory is everything vitamin, the home side opted for a line-out as the visitors' 5-meter line instead of converting a kickable penalty that would see them go 1 point behind Roos. The decision would pay off as Matthew Leroux caught the ball, the forwards formed a mole, and Charlton Jonas started down 2 minutes before the buzzer to win the match 21-20 for Paarl. Paarl Roos' Christo van der Merwe was visibly disappointed with the outcome of the match.
Ek dink die gameplan was daar, die spelers was daar, die guts was daar, die glory was daar. Dit is nou maar net meneer van, jy weet, te min tyd in die game. En ek dink as ons nog so 2 minute gehad het, maar ongelukkig is die game net so blank. Met die first time tackling, met die defensive line, dink ek ons kon bietjie beter gedoen het, bietjie skerper gewees het. Maar alle eer na Boys High toe, hulle was die beter span vandag en dit het vir hulle uitgekom.
Paarl Boys prop and captain Thomas du Toit praised his team's attitude in a victory that would be shared by the entire school.
Wat vir my dink ek persoonlik wat gewerk het vir ons was die feit dat ons nooit opgehou het. Ons deursettingsvermoë, dit wat ons gedoen het aan die einde, dat wanneer dit belangrik was, toe het ons deurgesteek. En ek dink ons scrums het ons begin 'n steek gelaat, ons lynstaan het dalk 'n begin 'n steek gelaat, maar ons maandag weer harder aan begin werk. Dit is altyd om te wen op ons eie veld en veral op die laaste game van hierdie seisoen op hierdie veld is dit iets ongelooflik. Dit bou die hele skool se moreel op En dit is so goed vir ons, beteken verskriklik baie vir ons.
This weekend is the turn of the Grey Derby as Grey High School takes on Grey College in the next edition of the Mutual and Federal Premier Interschool Series. Make sure you tune into Expresso next week to catch all the action.
Expresso Youth Sport, brought to you by Deep Heat, warms pain away.